Hey guys, Triptych here, just doing another Fleet Ops commentary. I know it's been a very long time,
To see.
That means bad for me by the sounds of it.
and it's been a very long time since I've done one of these replays, I know. This is Triptych's mod version 2.4, it's only been out a few days, and so we're kind of doing some testing games with Shadow and Starmaster Prodigy and I. We have here, Shadow de Grey is the orange Romulans. He is Helev, orange Romulans. Oh, very interesting. And
What race
Starmaster
are you?
Prodigy is Mason Federations down here with the teal, and
You
they have not
adjust my build according to
seen what race they are yet. So the Romulan players, they've been playing against each other for a while now, and they've very often been going Warbird start. So it's interesting to see him choose.
Oh yeah, this would be definitely interesting.
It's
Well, that
interesting
means
to
I
see
lose.
him using Halev because I don't know if he'll go Warbirds or if he'll try something else. Um, so yes, the Warbird start now. The Dederadex is really powerful, and we've been talking about ways to slow down building it. I might go ahead and make something require the Star Yard so you can't have the Warbird Yard by itself. We shall see, because the Salar and the Eresis aren't overpowered early. And I may just lower the stats and the price of the Dederadex a little bit, because it's very much a ship where if you lose a single one, it's a huge loss. But we were playing games where Shadow got 4 of them and he never lost a single one. And like I say, the idea was the supply cost is so prohibitive that you can build just a small number of them. Basically 4 of them will lock out all of your supplies because they cost like 85 each. So this match though, he is going Warbirds, Helev Warbirds. We'll see how it works out. As you can see, Shadow, just about all of his initial investment has gone into getting the Warbird Yard and the Research Institute. However, Helev gets a cost reduction on the Warbird Yard. Now on the bottom, the Starmaster Prodigy with his Mason Federation, he's getting his Chassis 1 out of his engineering. And he has a repair yard over here, so it looks like a pretty standard dual Federation start. He's going for his expansion already, and he'll probably have that operational before Shadow even gets a ship out. So here we're going to see if we get an Eresis. Okay, we do see an Eresis. I wonder if he's going to do mass Eresis, or if he is going to go for that upgrade facility and get the Dederadex. This is a very crucial stage in a Warbird Yard build, because he basically, if he is going to save up enough for that upgrade facility, it may slow down his other production. And it's a very crucial time when they're trying to expand, and you can see he is expanding already. But that first expansion is going to be vulnerable to attack, so they have to be very careful about that. And the Federation, okay, he is going early Monsoons. He might double yard Monsoons, in which case he will have a lot of early firepower to go and kill off this expansion. And if these were Muriel Romulans, he would be getting an Eresis right now. I mean, he would be getting a Salar, which is long range, and these Monsoons would have a very big defense bonus against it. However, because it's Helev, he'll have this Eresis instead. Now, the Eresis itself, in Triptych's mod, has had its mineral cost greatly reduced, but it did have a supply cost increase, I think. So
Ooh, monsoon super spam.
you can get away with some of them,
Okay.
It's bad for me, fam.
but they're not extremely. They were very, very expensive before for relatively low stats. The advantage of the Eresis is its incredible speed for a battleship. It's basically a large cruiser instead of a battleship. So, the other thing that they're doing very well that we didn't do very much in previous games was expanding. You can see they're both going for double expands very early, just trying to claim this land. Like I said, they're not doing super early raids or attempts to snipe each other's constructors, which is also something we used to see a lot. And you can see here, Starmaster Prodigy has gotten 2 Monsoons out basically, and now he's stalling out for resources because he's building so many mining stations and freighters. And with this, I don't know how effective he's going to be killing off this expansion, especially since the mining colony is going to finish. He may not have scouted it yet, but he's about to. And we see Shadow is going multiple Eresis instead of going up to those Dideridex. So we'll get to see a lot of them. And here we have some colorful spam, or I guess not spam. It's all Monsoon Intrepid Saber. And I'm wondering if we're going to see a platform, there we go, to defend this area. Now on a smaller map like this, it isn't too crucial, the incredibly high speed of the Eresis, which on a bigger map would allow it to do some very deep raiding, and just there's very little that can stop it from raiding because it can cloak and it can outrun anything that catches it. Actually, these Monsoons may be the only ship as fast as the Eresis. I think it's a speed 130 and their speed 140, but with the Federation cloak detect being as terrible as it is, the Eresis will still probably escape. So let's see, there would be a very long distance for these guys to travel to get to the repair yard.
Go away, man! Go away.
And engines are out, so that one's going to die. Now we'll see what these Monsoons can do to the Romulan freighters. And in Triptych's mod, I've increased their defense. It used to be 13, now it's 15, and I've increased their speed. But they're still quite killable. And these Monsoons are probably going to take out at least one of them before anything can get there. There, it looks like a second Eresis has come out somewhere. There it goes, but the third will be delayed until there. Over here it looks like the freighters have been chased off. Only one of them died in the end. But he does have torpedo weaponry, so he can go ahead and take some bites out of the storage dock. And without anything to counter, he may go ahead and kill it all the way. So we're looking at 3 Eresis on the field shortly versus 1, 2, 3. What's going to be 3 Monsoons and Intrepid, 4 Monsoons and Intrepid. Very quickly there's going to be a lot of firepower. Also, the Intrepid does take 30% reduced damage from medium range, which is the Eresis. So with that 80 AI, the Intrepids are going to be a very good counter to the Eresis. And this is the limited nature of the Warbird, right? Like the Warbird start, because even if he did go to the Dideridex also deals reduced damage to Intrepids, and without all of the money from the delayed start, it would be very difficult for him to start production now. If he had managed to keep this expansion and saturate this expansion, he might be able to get away with it, but it's going to be very tricky for Shadow to get a lot of ships out now. I think he'll have enough to keep single yarding these Eresis, and that will be helpful. There is his third one coming out. And over here, on a Federation ship, their shields are 70%. So if he kills the shields, that means it's 2/3 dead. It's more than 2/3 dead. So he may actually get it, especially since the Monsoons are not coming to defend. So he's most likely going to destroy that storage dock. But this is a lot of ships building up very quickly. And if Star Master Prodigy wants, okay, he's got his science, but he's also been rated on Tritanium, so he doesn't have a lot for the specials. If he was able to afford them, though, Prodigy could very quickly get that proxy torpedo and the Tritanium, or is it Tricobalt torpedo for the Intrepids, which would give him a little extra damage to throw into the battle. And as you can see from a typical Fed spam, there is a lot of ships coming out, and it's not even taxing his resources that much. And he did upgrade his platform. He's getting another platform. At this rate, this could be very... And if he gets the Starfleet Command, which he can just about afford, except for that Tritanium cost, we could see a whole lot of ships, and it's going to be difficult for Shadow to deal with them unless he can get some kills. Now, his high-speed Eresis will be able to chase a little bit, but at the same time, the Monsoons, they have the Mason defense bonus, so they have 21 defense, and they're fast, and they're small, so they they have a very high miss chance for those torpedoes. So it'll be very interesting to see whether Shadow can get any kills. He did just get his fourth Eresis. So he now has 4, and he's building number 5. And like I say, I'll be very curious to see whether he has the firepower to get kills. It looks like this Saber he is definitely going to kill. And he's going to chase these guys as they try to drive by this little mining colony. What I'm predicting... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say the Monsoons are just going to kill that freighter, but it looks like Star Master wants to look at an engagement, and you'll see that there isn't actually that much defense on these Eresis, so he can do quite a lot to them. I think they'll still be able to cloak out at this stage of the game, though. And without Cloak Detect, Star Master Prodigy, he just isn't going to get a kill unless he gets those special abilities. He did lose one Monsoon, and I think he's figuring out pretty fast that he needs to retreat.
Those 3 wasn't sent to repair, and they following the one that I sent to repair. What the fuck?
Sorry, that's an engine bug. I haven't been able to find out why it happens. So, as you can see, with this many Monsoons, the damage is eventually going to get just out of hand. But right now, it's still a little bit manageable by Shadow. And I really do want to see that special ability go up for them to get that proxy torpedo where they can all just fire it at once the moment the Romulan ship is cloaking. And once again, I think Intrepids would do very good, even though the Eresis are actually faster than the Intrepids with 130 speed, and they have medium range, and they can fire backwards. So it is possible to kite Intrepids with the Eresis. It's very, very difficult, though. So I do think the Intrepids would do better. But we have a 5th Eresis now, and 6 building, and you can see Shadow's doing pretty well for resources. He's going to hit his supply cap after the next one. But he has also gone for small ships, and he's adding Griffins to the mix, and a Singularity Transmitter. So, in Triptych's mod, the Singularity Transmitter and the Starbase can power turrets. However, they are now limited. They can only power 3 turrets each. And in response, the turrets have gotten much stronger and much cheaper. And they have an effect where they have 2 modes. They can either disable weapons or they can disable engines on their hits. So with this, it becomes a very powerful bastion because it also has a sensor ping, I forgot to mention. It will detect cloaked units. It will repower your special abilities, which later game becomes very important. And it will power your turrets, which are incredibly inexpensive, and really the cost is the transmitter. Just the limited number of turrets that it's able to power. Here's the decloak, and it's going to be tricky to get a kill on these freighters. So close to the yard. I think he's going to have to run. In fact, he's going to have to wait until that cloak timer turns off and then cloak. Because you can see, even though they kite very well, they're firing backwards still. The Monsoons are faster than them. So these Eresis need to be very careful. I don't think they want to be engaging this fleet. I think they want to be engaging freighters someplace.
Nice touch with the ping on the recharging station. Nice touch. I like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, they also have an incredible sensor radius now.
Radius was before I was using that, but the ping is very nice.
Oh, I didn't update the tooltips. I should also mention, the Singularity Transmitter can only power 3 turrets.
Ooh, good to know. Thank you.
And if you have multiple ones nearby, it gets a little bit wonky, because they'll each power the 3 that are closest to them, so they might overlap.
Okay, fair enough.
But I also cut the price of the defense batteries down a lot. In fact, I might have done it too much. That's something I need to test. I'm thinking about making it so that the disruptor turrets, actually, when they start building, they have no energy at all. So you can't just build them without a transmitter nearby. Here we have another engagement, killing off the constructor who was building a platform there. And this is going to be quite a lot of firepower coming in to kill these freighters. He's going to be traded. He's going to lose this base up here to the Monsoons. But with this, you can see Starmaster is already decommissioning his refinery, and he might need to decommission the Antares yard as well. There's plenty of firepower here, and it has torpedoes in it, so he can do quite a lot. He can do a lot of damage to these structures. And he got it. So, as you can also see, Shadow has built a cloaking generator. The cloak time for these ships is much higher than it was in regular fleet operations. And that also causes the turrets to become permanently cloaked. So let's see, I think all of these freighters are probably going to die. There's just too much firepower from the Monsoons. Shadow isn't going to engage this with the Eresis. And there it goes. And it's interesting to note here, these Griffins, the Griffin has 2821, while the Eresis has 3229. So the defense of the Eresis is certainly much higher. There you see a cloak detect ping going off from the scout. Oh, he wants that snipe on the warbird yard. He knows that's an expensive structure. But the defining feature of the Eresis is the speed and the torpedo damage, but mostly the speed that makes them so different from the Griffin, because it's a difference of like 110 to 130, which means you can outrun quite a lot of things. So you see a bit of a base trade going. This is a bit of a race to see whether they can kill this thing before that sensor effect runs out and they lose vision of it. And you can see it's only used half of its energy for cloaking. And a little bit of mismicro there. He did lose one of the
That thing has
Monsoons.
so much energy. How long can it stay cloaked?
You'll see
Now,
Shadow just needed
Ages.
to
10 seconds.
buy supply.
And it has 900 energy.
So as you can see here,
Seconds basically.
quite a lot of base trading. Shadow has actually knocked out the Starfleet
Wow,
engineering,
It's not so long.
which
Enough to outlast
isn't going to
scouts and
slow
can't kill
down
it.
production, but it is going to prevent any Starfleet commands from
You
going
do
down.
not have enough firepower to kill it. Starfleet.
So this is going to run out in just a second here, and then Starmaster Prodigy may get the kill, depending on whether he's left yet. Oh, but he's leaving. But his scout's going to see it. There it goes. But he may need to go back and defend anyway, because quite a lot of stuff is going to die here. Now with this this detect ping station, these Eresis can't fully cloak out, and this one took an engine hit, which is it's gonna die when the fleet gets back. Oh, as you see, Starmaster, he let that yard go. And now I believe, okay, it's just Griffins coming out from Shadow. The number of Eresis is now 6. Yeah, 6 Eresis, one of which is crippled though. And then some Griffins as well, and this is going to be a very timely battle. The platform did die, as did the sensor platform. And I don't know if these guys have enough sensor, or enough special energy to use their proxy torpedo. However, I think that Griffin might die. Oh, close. Very close. Oh, they're going to get it, and I think they're going to get the other Griffin too. The Griffins are just going to get picked apart while the Eresis escape. There's a lot of damage on there. And Prodigy's scout is not in the area. However, if that warbird yard had gone down, they wouldn't have a place to repair. So as you can see, despite losing that titanium mine, Starmaster Prodigy's Monsoon spam has continued, and they do have proxy torpedo now. And you can see he's starting to do his scout spam, because he's going to need a lot of scouts to do any sort of meaningful cloak detect. Because you bring a scout in, you start using its ping, and then it dies. And Shadow did manage to upgrade the weapons on his starbase, so it's quite the ball of death. And I'm curious to see what Shadow builds next. He does have his disruptor turrets going up over here. And his Griffin spam continues. Oh, he's actually locked out on Tritanium. Which is understandable. He seems to have more focus on dilithium over here. And then he's lost his home Tritanium. So both players actually, through the geometry of this map, have raided each other's tritanium to death and are sitting on large quantities of dilithium. I really do want to see what Shadow decides to do next with his build. Whether he decides to go... I'm expecting Tal Shiar Academy to come up over here, which will allow him to move into Nerexins or something. I really want to see some generic singularities go up. But you can see he is doing a defensive battery, which these batteries will be very deadly against the small ships because their pulse damage will do quite a lot to the Monsoons. However, they are also long range, so the Monsoons will get a defense bonus against them. And there's that Eresis sitting there, paralyzed, surrounded by enemies, as even more ships gather the ball. So this is going to be a very interesting battle. We do have 3 small yards for Mighty Master. In fact, for a while there, he would have had 4, unless he built one of these after that one was destroyed. So this Romulan fleet, fortunately, their cloaks are all going to be recharged by the time Star Master gets there. But there's just going to be so much damage coming out of these Monsoons. And as you can see, I bet the scouts are going to come over here and start popping their special. So these Monsoons are just going to melt the faces off the Griffins. And this is a very, very dangerous spot for Shadow to be in. He's popping his sensor jammer, so that's going to give him a little bit of a reprieve. But these ships, the Monsoons are faster, and they have sensor ping on the scouts. So if these scouts are used properly, every single Eresis here could die. This could very much be the end for Shadow. It really depends on how Star Master Prodigy uses these scouts, though. If these scouts die, then they won't be able to do their job. There are 3 of them, though, and Shadow sees this. He's doing a running battle, as you can see. Not very many of the Monsoons are firing, while the Eresis are all firing backwards, and they are going to get some kiting kills. However, they're probably going to die, and by cloaking them out individually... Oh, he is going to save a few. He's not cloaking his entire fleet, but here come the scout detects, the cloak detects. Another Monsoon going down, and another one here. There goes the proxy torpedo, and it's going to get a kill on that. Just barely. But now the proxy torpedo has been used up, and Shadow is really concerned. He sees all those cloak detecting scouts. He's still fighting a running battle. He's trying to turn away, but he loses the second Eresis, and I think he's going to lose the rest. Because as long as that cloak detect scout is there, he can't get out. He does manage to cloak his officer Eresis. He's turning it around. It did not get hit, but there's the cloak detect. He might get away there. I think he will. I think both of these ships are going to get away. Oh, but there's still another scout. The 3rd scout is still coming in. And this Griffin is very likely to get caught. Okay, no, it's going to be able to cloak now if he cloaks it immediately, right now. Oh, I think it's going to die. Yep, it's going to die. Okay. So, what do we see? Only... That was crippling for Shadow. I hope he's getting his tritanium mining back up. He really needs to. I think he was distracted by that battle because his Griffins have been building, but he hasn't been getting any further Eresis. And here he had a forward tritanium mining. He was trying to get even more up, but he's going to lose that. He probably needs to cancel that construction right now so that he gets those resources back for it. No, but it gets destroyed. So, man, you can see there how, yes, some of the Monsoons got ripped away, but they were relatively expensive, and you'd have to kill 2 Monsoons for every warbird that you lose. Mighty Master has gone ahead and bought his supply, which cost a whole bunch of tritanium, so he's still sitting there hurting for a try, but he's going to get some more freighters out. Whereas Shadow's fleet has been reduced greatly. He only has the 2 Eresis, and he does not have the Eresis Special, which is an area of effect attack, which would be really good against these Monsoons. But this Griffin here is probably going to die before it can even make the yard. No, maybe. Oh, there. I know there's definitely some bugs that go on when they're trying to get into the yard, but that one does make it. And as you can see, the pulse turrets are definitely doing a lot of damage. They're also disabling weapons on the ships that they hit, which is difficult to keep track of.
Just... I'll fight around there, shall I?
And Star Master Prodigy is realizing that
You stay here longer.
fighting the invisible turrets is not a good idea. He's pulling back because he's taken some losses. And this is the type of Romulan victory that they need, because they didn't lose a single ship, and they're probably going to kill this Intrepid because the Eresis are faster than the Intrepids. Now we see the engagement. I don't know if there's a proxy torpedo. There is a proxy torpedo, so at least a Griffin is going to die. The sensor jammer goes off right when the proxy torpedo launches. But he does lose the ship, and I think he's going to take an Intrepid in exchange. He does. So the Griffin's still more expensive than the Intrepid, but it's definitely a brutal loss on both sides. Meanwhile, he has more Monsoons. Maybe these are the ones that he sent to repair, and he has knocked out whatever Shadow had over here. I think he was setting up more mining. Here we have, I don't know if any more Eresis have been built, but we do have the upgrade station going. Shadow may be trying to transition into heavier warbirds. We have this Eresis and another one. These are going to take some very nasty damage. They really want to sit close to that yard. However, they are going to get in range of the starbase, which is going to start firing away. Certainly, the more special energy these Romulan ships have, the better they do. Like I say, I really wish I could see that Eresis special being researched and used, because it used to be very ineffective, and I've increased the damage on it. And against this many ships, it would have a noticeable effect. As you can see, there's that pulse turret is still ripping away, but it isn't going to do very much damage. And there another Griffin is going to die. These Romulan ships, they really needed to fight over here so that the starbase would be firing the entire time. And there goes another Griffin. They're really not getting the best positioning. And it's interesting how my recommendation earlier for the Intrepids may not have worked, because, like I say, the Monsoons are slightly faster than the Eresis, and the Intrepids are slightly slower. So in that situation, the Intrepids really do get killed more often. Also, the torpedo damage from the Eresis is less effective against the Monsoons. And here we have a veteran Eresis. Well, guess what the veteran ability is?
Set a new course, Shadow.
It's a whole bunch of damage with the special. So if you don't have the special, it's not really that effective. Oh, actually, sorry. The veteran ability is the just tons of health. The officer ability is extra damage with the special. And now we see the Dideridex coming out. I'm not sure how many he's going to be able to go for. Certainly they'll have the damage to help out fighting against these Monsoons, but there's just so much Monsoon damage. The problem is the Dideridex can sit there. The Dideridex can sit there and not die, but all the Eresis and Griffins are still going to get killed. And this is where I really think he needs the Singularity Generax to keep these Griffins alive, because they have lots of firepower, but they're basically tanking all the damage. And one moment. Pardon me, I'm back now. So as you can see, the Eresis are going on a deep attack raid. Well, taking out a single mining station while these Monsoons are coming over here. We might see some of these freighters get to cloak to try to escape. Shadow knows already exactly what structure is in danger. It's that warbird yard. And you see there's just so much damage scattering out. 110 damage, or offense value off of that starbase, but it spreads it across the fleet, so it's not going to get too many individual kills. And maybe he's trying to go for the cloaking generator? It's hard to tell. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's trying to knock that out so he can then get the warbird yard. And he may take a lot of damage from the starbase, but I don't know what he's going to accomplish his goal. He's going to get the cloaking generator, and he's probably going to get the warbird yard too. I don't think Shadow has enough damage to really push him off. He's also going to get quite a lot of freighters, which is going to be expensive for Shadow to rebuild. However, you see these Monsoons getting ripped apart by that starbase. It's really difficult to micro them. And here comes the lone Dideridex, which, once again, the Dideridex isn't going to die, so it can just sort of wade into the fight. Put down some damage. Here we see the Eresis get engaged. I think the Griffins are going to die again. It looks like Proxy Torp has been used, but still, yeah, these Monsoons, all they can do is just rip apart the Griffins and then get out. And that's all they need to do, because the Griffins are so expensive. And I was going to say Star Master has a higher income, which he does at the moment. He definitely has the higher income, so he's willing to trade ships with the Romulans. But that Griffin escapes. And you see just this fleet just bleed the Monsoons. They take so much damage. And that D'Deridex, where did the D'Deridex go? It's going to be so slow, it's going to have trouble engaging in this fight when the Federation just leave. So, what do we have
Show
now?
trip, what do you think?
I think I'm spamming. That's what I think.
Maybe a little bit. I wonder, I want to see some generics. I want to see like the Singularity generics, and I want to see the Centurion, because the Centurion tanks for the Warbirds. And I want to see the Spectre, because it does...
Look at my try.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but that's low, innit, my friend? I keep tapping on that dry moon at him. Ah, not very nice. I got loads of die, mate. I did have not as much now.
It's interesting, those disruptor turrets really are effective against the small ships with the pulses. And after all this, you want me to make the star bases even harder to kill. I think that's just going to cause more 2-hour rebuild fests.
Did you rebuild your star base?
And it looks like that Antares Yard is going to go down. But with all the weapons upgraded on this starbase, I think it's too hard of a target. And there's the Big D lumbering along. I think there should be another one coming out pretty soon. No, he cancelled it. What is being built here? I guess mostly the Griffins. And more miners dying, as miners are wont to do. And once again, I will be back in one moment. And we're back, and it looks like the Monsoons are making another run on the Warbird Yard. This time trying a little bit to stay out of range of that starbase. They might need to go on low movement autonomy to make sure that they don't swarm closer to it. I think these Warbirds are going to kill all the miners again, at which point Star Master will be very low on mining income, and he'll have to be very careful not to get locked out. At the same time, I do think the starbase is going to go down. Proxy Torp hasn't been used yet. But even then, I don't think they need it. Oh, there it goes. And with that dead, Shadow's Warbird capacity is pretty much gone. He is, actually, his mining has also been completely decimated. He needs to put quite a lot of money into freighters, or there's no coming back from this situation. So with both players very quickly becoming crippled for resources, it looks like we're going to have a very slow point in our game. You can see the damage output of these Warbirds is just so high, because the Warbirds represent such a big investment of resources. So as for the greater scope, Shadow has sent another worker down here to try to get some more mining up. But like I say, he has to saturate his own mining first. He really needs to start building more freighters, and he needs to make sure that this Griffin doesn't build, because if it does, it's going to take all that dilithium he needs for rebuilding his miners. And now that almost everything is dead, including even the monsoons
Yes,
that
time
built,
to go, Mr. Shadow.
even the monsoons that were building during the attack were getting killed off. And I think Star Master Prodigy, all of his scouts have died. Oh no, he did have one remaining. And he might snag that scout. Oh, did he get it? No, he didn't. That would have
Kill my
been
odds if you want.
a very nasty kill. So now, yes, it's simply a rebuilding game. Get enough dilithium. Star Master Prodigy has to long distance mine from here, return it to there so he can build a storage dock. Or he could just cancel a monsoon very quickly, which is what he needs to do. He really needs to cancel one of these monsoons. And I think he did. Yep, he canceled a monsoon somewhere. Got that going. And now that these turrets are not cloaked, the monsoons can come ahead and knock them out very quickly. And if this yard goes down, then Shadow will have lost his repair ability. I think Shadow's kind of throwing in the towel for this one, not really planning to do much more. He's just planning to fight with what he has. And over here, he's going to decimate this mining population. So they're both really just trying to lock each other out of workers, rather than engaging each other's fleets. I'm not sure how well that's going to work out, though. I think in this case, Star Master is going to win this game. It's just going to take it a while. It's amazing that even as knocked up as he is, Star Master Prodigy has still continued to build monsoons. Oh, the freighter survived, but the constructor did not. And now the singularity transmitter is probably going to get knocked out. You can see there aren't too many ranks on these monsoons, partially because monsoons have constantly been dying and being rebuilt, and also because there haven't been too many enemies for them to fight. They've really just eaten a few griffins, and that's all the...
No way you're gonna get your shit ranked up enough to kill my fleet.
That was all the deaths that they were able to eat. Here, yeah, Shadow's coming in to kill off this. I don't know if these can handle that starbase. Especially since Shadow has extra tritanium, so he can upgrade the defense once. And if he does, there will be a lot of hit points on this starbase, and it deals a lot of damage. So I don't know if this smaller Federation fleet can do that, if it can knock out that starbase. And here you see Shadow is going ahead and decommissioning his stuff. He's probably just decommissioning these structures to get enough tritanium to upgrade the defense. On his starbase, and the Federation are retreating before they take too much. Over here, yeah, they've gone ahead and lost those Antares yards, so everybody's back to square one, basically. We got a Starfleet Science and no yards. No repairability for the monsoons. Oh, and the constructor did live, so here we got a little Romulan mining expedition trying to escape. And Shadow has actually gotten 3 Griffins, along with his 2 Diderodex and his 2 veteran Eresis, and 1 regular. I have to say, Shadow, I'm a bit disappointed you didn't get the special for the Eresis or the Diderodex.
Oh, I always get the special for the Dare deck. That's handy,
Medium
that is.
heavy kinda.
But like,
And look with what I am facing, the tiny little white dots all over the map.
yeah,
Sorry about
the
that.
Eresis special does area damage. And the veteran Eresis gets bonuses to its special. Like, it wouldn't be enough to kill, but they do a lot to that fleet. And here we see the legendary kiting. There are no cloak detecting scouts, so yeah, he can just cloak out. Then again, Prodigy was waiting for that moment to use his
Eat that.
proxy torpedo and get a kill. So as it stands, I believe Shadow is now locked out. He's lost his last constructor, so he can no longer build mining stations, so he can no longer gain income. So the ships he has now are what he's going to end the game with. So I would expect Prodigy to start building a whole bunch of scouts pretty soon here. Oh, I was wrong. He did have a mining station. So Shadow can long distance mine to get a constructor. He could build back up, but I don't think we should allow it. Ooh, and a veteran Griffin. That gets an engine disable on its sensors, on its sensor jammer, which could knock out some of these Monsoons' ability to chase. He needs that energy, though, before he can use it. I love these explosions. They're pretty good for an upgrade to a game that's 15 years old. Oh, and the Cloaky Scout finally bit it. And Starmaster is using all of his saved up titanium to get some upgrades. Alright, Shadow. I think it's over.
For me, yeah? You mean?
Like, you could kinda come back, but it would take 2 hours.
Really? You think so? 2 hours?
That's time that could be spent playing another game.
Yep, Shadow likes
Or
to carry on.
sleeping.
He's lost. He's lost, Shadow. He hasn't got enough
You do have
ships.
some very pretty veterans.
Yeah, I know, but it's not enough veterans. I told him that ages ago.
Oh no. The Romulan Empire will rise again. Wow. We're actually seeing a bit of a reversal here. After these ships took this out, now Starmaster Prodigy is the one who's getting thoroughly screwed because he doesn't have, I don't know if he has enough supply to build any more freighters. Because he continued building Monsoons. So now he would have to get a large amount of titanium and rebuild this storage dock. And his freighter count is dangerously low.
Oh, Shadow's GG, man. Oof, right.
While Shadow's production is actually kicking back up. I don't know, you're actually in bad shape as well. You guys are just cripples, swinging stumps at
That's
each other.
our games, basically. Yeah, that's our games, basically.
I
Yeah.
play it with Shadow. He doesn't like to quit. He should. Come on, Shadow, just quit, my friend. Oh, Shadow, you cripple, as Triptych puts it.
You guys need to get better at finishing each other off. Like removing the last hope.
He's got a cloaked fleet. He won't fight me.
And here we see the Monsoons doing what Monsoons do best. If they knock out every freighter and the constructor, then Shadow will be locked out. But the yard finished! So now these guys can go repair. There are 2 freighters left, 3 freighters left. But these Eresis are deadly. They're all vets, except for this one. They're all packing stupidly high defense values. And with this one, with this going down, which it's going to now, Starmaster only has 4 freighters to long-distance mine that tritanium. This is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. There goes another freighter. Congratulations. Now you're both horribly crippled.
Yeah, that's Shadow's fault for raiding my titanium mine there.
Oh, that was it. Shadow's locked out.
Really?
Oh,
You
is
think
he?
so?
Okay, that's the decon stuff.
No, you actually are locked out. And you, Prodigy, are not any better. Sitting on
Yeah, but I'm not
14
locked.
You're
Dad,
sitting on 14 supply. You can't build
Quiet,
freighters.
man. Quiet, man. I can build freighters, thank you. They do not cost 14 supply. They cost 5. They cost 5.
Do they really? Dang.
Oh, don't you go changing that.
Next patch, freighters cost 15.
The minion ones do. The bitch. Showers my shit. Fuck off, Rongi. We're sours everywhere.
So here we see Shadow building his last hope freighter. And I think
Shadow,
Starmaster
you
Prodigy
have no
is
mining.
he's gonna get the mining colony. If he gets the mining colony, it's over.
Decon and stuff, if you can't afford to buy miners.
Still, that's a lot of damage.
Shoot me, Starbase, shoot me.
Oh, he's going for the star yard. No, don't go for the yard. Go for the mining station. Oh, I think they're gonna get it though. They might lose a lot though. This is bad. Bad for the feds. They're going after the veteran. It's just gonna get into the repair yard. They're going after the non-veteran, and they got it. Now they're gonna go after the Griffin. That'll die. Then the veteran Griffin. I don't know. That one will probably make it in. See, the veteran Griffin has almost as much defense as the Eresis do, so these Monsoons need to run. I didn't see how many Monsoons died, but it wasn't many. And there go the Daredecks, shooting at the turrets instead of the freighters. Oh, but a veteran Daredecks has so much defense. It's thoroughly ridiculous. And now they've been cut out of position. They might get a kill on this Eresis. It can cloak pretty fast, but not that fast. If there's any proxy torpedoes they can fire, it's going to end now.
We lost a vet. Awesome, man.
And now it's officially over. Shadow cannot come back.
What he really wants is some vet big Ds. He hopes that wins him the game. Don't you, Shadow?
He got one.
It's not enough. He lost 2 vets already.
I swear, I will mod code into the game that says after 1 hour, all Starbase weapons are disabled.
That's the reason why I can't win, because of his silly Starbase.
You both are using Starbases.
No, mine's not even that upgraded, I don't think. He's just fully upgraded, mine's not.
Yeah, it is his full offense.
Yeah, but defense. Not fully upgraded.
His doesn't have a full defense either.
Ugh.
You guys don't have any tritanium. How could he?
Mine's one upgraded defense. I believe.
Okay, guys, fight in the middle. It's time.
Yes.
No, no, I will rebuild.
2 secs.
Oh, I need to speak over my voice a lot.
I'm back. Ready to kill Shadow. Shadow, he's not even rebuilt building ships. At least I'm still building ships.
How are you? How much supply is a monsoon?
Very much.
Dang.
We'll work it out how much it has and how much I've got left. The cheapest fuck monsoons.
Oh, 10?
Yeah, 10. 97
Wow.
try, 310 die. Not very good though, only 14 offense.
It's amazing how well they work, considering that fact.
Can Shadow actually rebuild or is he locked out?
I'm not sure.
Dick. Shadow, can you actually rebuild or are you locked out? Come on, might as well tell.
If I tell you the truth, if I lie to you, I don't know.
So you're too
Yes,
big.
I have 2 full expansions, and I don't know.
Too big.
Building warbirds again.
You're too big D, and your other fleet probably enough to kill my fleet, you know.
It'll be close.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It'd be close. I feel like I'm really gonna 100% win.
What does that supply buy cost, by the way, Starmaster?
1,000, 1,000. Not very much. I've only bought supply once, I think, once or twice. Certainly less than what Shadows is. Cool, I got a supply decon in that thing for some reason. I had 4, now I've got 6.
That is odd. It doesn't cost any to build it, does it?
I know. It doesn't. That's the only thing I just decon. Now I've got 2 supply.
Can't believe you guys are going to make this be the first game I've recorded in 9 months or more. Probably over a year. Oh goody, a freighter dying. Look at that. Starmaster, do you have enough supply to build a scout? Just curious.
Yeah.
Because at this point, pretty much anything that decloaks, if you're able to get a scout on it, you'll be able to kill.
Don't need that, mate.
Oh, but if the freighter dies...
Oh, but it won't. I can build another freighter anyway. I have enough supply.
Oh, look at me, I can build one freighter.
Yeah, man. One freighter's enough to keep me going. Oh wait, if your Shadow wants to fight, I'll fight. Shadow you can obviously rebuild because you probably would equip by now.
Doesn't make it less depressing what I'm watching right now.
Oh, I better stay here a sec actually. Actually. Should we fight in the Shadow? It's gonna be close.
Yeah, come to my starbase. Fight near my
No,
starbase.
I shall fight in the Dilithium room.
Okay, then fight near the Dilithium moon. I basically don't care that much where we fight.
One in the middle, one body starbase, thank you.
I am not coming to the middle. No way, my friend. I will kill you, but in 2 or 3 hours, but I will kill you.
It's gonna be a long ass recording trip. This gonna need some editing. This is the 6 hours I played on for, and this is the end.
Great. Hey Shadow, that's his last freighter. If you kill it, he's locked out. Hey Starmaster, if you kill that refinery, he's locked out. He can't rebuild it.
I can. Slide teammate.
No, I mean, Shadow can't rebuild if you kill that refinery.
No, he probably can. He probably can actually.
No, I'm watching, he can't. Ah, and here we see the Eresis getting shot at by all the Monsoons, who still have their proxy torpedo. Now they don't.
Get in!
Oh, snap!
It's just gonna gate it. Oh, but that's certainly so shut down. He has no more miners. Must do miner stations cost. Oh, I'm good to go.
Where? Go
Oh my
where?
goodness.
Actually, I haven't done. I can rebuild that. Look at my things. That's more than enough. Trip day. More than enough. Oh, come on, Shadow, we should fight. You're probably gonna win now. I've got even less ships. Got more than enough to kill me. What do you think, Triptych? Look at my fleet and look at his vet ship fleet.
I
More
think
than
it'll
enough.
be really close.
I don't. I really do.
Okay, it's true. With the Daredex and the Eresis and the Griffin being vets, it's less close. Still, that is a lot of firepower from those Monsoons. Actually, I really want to see who would win this.
They do have weapon upgrades level 2 though, as well. So push it up a little bit.
Okay, I will fight you in the middle under one condition.
God, after I've lost 3 or 4 more ones of these.
Because we will call this a draw.
No, we're not calling it a draw.
No! I
You
will not fight
guys!
it! I swear! Jesus, I'm... Okay, I cannot scream again. I will kill him. Just take time.
Guys, it's a draw!
Hey, you wanted to watch a replay? You wanted to watch Triptych?
You guys want me to post this? Seriously?
No. Well, do you? But I would. You think whoever loses is they put in all this time for nothing they've lost.
I can't believe I disconnected from the game. You were building a cube. I disconnected from the one with the dreadnoughts.
Yes, I watched this one.
And then I record this one. Nothing goes wrong. I do think we learned some interesting things about Romulan balance, though. I mean, it all seemed like it was pretty fair. It's a bit odd that the counter to those Monsoons, like the only short-range counter Romulans really have is the Spectre refit. And I don't think it would have done too well against these Monsoons.
There, you killed my station. Why do you do that?
Although I did increase the speed of the Spectre refit to be more like the old frigate. Because, I mean, a slow ship that's designed for hunting small ships isn't going to work.
No. It's pretty counterproductive, that is, isn't it?
Starmaster, you're just going to have to get a scout.
I'm going to eventually. I'm just gotta get some of this.
You're just going to have to mail me $25 and I'll tell you where his ships are. I accept
I know where
PayPal.
they are. They're coming down to my base to see what they can raid.
Also, most major credit cards. I also accept Steam gifts.
Terrible.
Either you guys got a spare copy of Stellaris?
Just tell me, at least this replay will be over. It'd be worth it.
I am pleased that I've been able to watch cloaked ships and have zero slowdown. I mean, even when there's like 8 or 9 of them. Do it, kill him, get him! Rawr! Now go kill the starbase, you can do it.
That was all the action for the next 20 minutes. Be patient, guys. Forecast for tomorrow.
Be patient if you're watching this replay, players. If you're still watching.
They're not. Unless it's you watching in the future. Actually, I don't even think you guys would watch this. Well, maybe.
Good thing is though, my fleet's getting bigger. Shadows is not. If it is, it's getting bigger, slower than mine.
I would say, is it really? Here we go. If the scout gets in
It just
here,
runs away, look. Runs away.
if the scout can get a ping at the right point, he probably needs more. You probably need a backup scout in case the first one gets killed.
Lots of our games is this way. They are really nasty to each other.
Oh, there's the ping. There's the ping. It's gonna go off. It sees it.
A bitch, fuck off,
And
man.
they've decloaked.
You're going near my best.
Now the decloak timer is going.
Oh, I knew I was the other side. So lucky.
I swear, I know how to do it now. I will put in code that like after an hour of gameplay just starts like spawning random like derelict ships on the map that are like can kill anything and you just have to go capture them. And here we see the final battle going on. There's the prox torpedo killing off the Griffin. Now we have the Dideridex. We have the veteran Eresis that has about as much defense. And then we have the veteran Dideridex. So it's really just a count of the Monsoons versus the hit points going down on these ships. And he's cloaking out. I think he's going to get out too.
Oh, I suppose I'll wait for my proxy to charge up.
Which is very bad for these Monsoons. A lot of them died and they didn't get the kill. However, if there's a second scout, there is not a second scout. Oh, there is a second scout. So one of these Dideridex could be killed. If he went for this Dideridex, he could probably get a kill on it. But actually, Star Master's not in the best shape after that. Then again, he is still building Monsoons, because Monsoons are dirt cheap. They cost like 350, I believe? Or 330? They are extremely inexpensive. And he's going for it. Now, I don't know if he has enough damage to deal with those proxy torpedoes to kill the entire hull while it cloaks out, but he can certainly try. And with this few ships, he isn't going to lose any Monsoons either.
Turn around.
Starmaster, you have a scout. In case you forgot.
I killed one of his scouts. He has again more. That's not nice.
No, I actually did start coding a joke ship in, though. 2 of them, actually. They're not finished, but they will be in the next version. One of them is a zombie ship. Whatever ship it fires on turns into a copy of itself. The other ship is the last starfighter. It has a special ability that wipes out every ship within like 2 screens worth around it. I'm thinking I might make them like, if you have every race's technology, it becomes a special build option. Or I'll find some way to hide it in the game. Or in the map editor.
Well, oh, Easter eggs. Nice.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh no, he won't quit, it's annoying.
Shadow got a supply buy.
Ah, another 5 hours onto the game.
He was locked out. Why? And there's a sensor station detecting them. I think the Monsoons are too far away, so they're just going to kill each other's economy. But honestly, if Shadow's refinery dies, he's locked out, so it's over. At least in that much. So it's really just a battle as to see whether Shadow can lock Starmaster out by killing this refinery. That would do it. Oh no, he'd have to get both. So Shadow is closer to being locked out than Starmaster, but they're both just being ridiculous at this point. And here go the freighters. Do it. Do it. Okay, Shadow, you're locked out. No, wait, I guess you could decom your Star Yard. But seriously, dude. And here we see Starmaster is actually losing a lot of ships on the starbase. I don't know how well this is going to work out for him. Then again, he is going to get it. Meanwhile, the Warbirds are going for the Antares Yard, which I think is not as good of an idea. Oh, and the Star Yard has decommissioned. But the starbase is going to die. And the starbase is dead. Maybe I should make like StarCraft, where when all your starbases are dead, the enemy gets full reveal of all your units.
Yes, you should definitely do that.
I'm trying to think about how I would code it.
Proceed run. Right, Shadow, you cannot rebuild. You might as well fat make it.
He has to find an empty space and wait like 10 minutes just for his shields to recharge. Which, don't do that, Shadow.
He has green nebulas, he'll use one of them.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess, but... Oh goodness, the shield subsystem is damaged.
Really? So many information.
I mean, that one's out actually for quite some time, that one, doesn't it?
And there's 16 Monsoons and 1 Intrepid. And Shadow's going to cloak out successfully.
Soon.
Yep, because you know what the veteran ability for Warbirds does?
No, but you're about to tell us.
30% resistance against special abilities.
Thought we didn't take much off
Against
when I did
Pressure
my full body.
But Triptych, did you notice that he's immediately go to check green nebulas when I was going to hide there? Because
No, I was going to go there anyway, because it's exactly what I would have done to recharge my shields when I ain't got a yard.
I think at this point you can't blame me, Shadow. You brought it on yourself. Ooh, here we have a long decloak timer. But he's gonna cloak. And there's the prox torpedo. And the engines are out. So this to Daredex is
Well,
pretty
it's
much
going to be
done.
quite some time for you. Hopefully it's ready to fly each other. Got no holes, no shields. Oh, my Monsoon died. What a noob. No, it didn't.
Here we see the effects of the Green Nebula, restoring shields on this battleship. I don't know if there's room for them both to fit in it. And this one can't decloak because it'll be seen.
He's building scouts.
Yeah, well, building scouts, my friend.
Okay, how are his resources? Because Triptych's now that I'm dead.
But I have mining going on.
Yeah, one miner on your titanium, I can see that.
He's not fully locked out. He may as well have been.
Shadow, are you actually rebuilding anywhere or not?
Not sure, look for yourself. I also must look if you are rebuilding or not. Oh.
And the scout's coming, so he's going to get a good ping on them, and they're not going to be able to get out. And the scout sees them now, but they can't see it. So Starmaster needs to not get this fleet too close, or the warbirds will see it. He's camping the exit. The warbirds are going to try to make a run for it, or they might try to sit in the green nebula.
Motherfucker.
They are trying to sit in the green nebula. Let's see how much damage they can do with it. That's one monsoon. It's really too bad he never got the special. There he's going. They're trying to physics block the green nebula. And you can see they're all gathered in the middle of it. There goes the special ability. But that shield regeneration is really tough to cut through. And this monsoon's going to lose his life. However, the Daenerys has lost its engines. There's one monsoon down. Or that's two total. Three. Now it's lost its weapons, so it's done.
That should be good. He's got my freaking weapons. Keep the one that can actually fire back, shall we?
And the Eresis chasing around a little bit.
Keep my
Trying to
scouts
kill
so
off
you
the
can escape,
scout.
bitch.
Alright guys, good game.
Well, he lost, did he?
You legit would have serious trouble killing that Daenerys even though it can't shoot back. And there's the cloak detect, so it'll be detected for a good like 10 seconds. And weapons.
Hey, Shadow! I win! I win, I win, I win!
Hell no.
Yeah, we only need to wait another, what, 8-9 minutes before the other Daenerys engines repair?
Are we done now, Shadow?
Nope.
What's he got left, Dick?
A scout, a freighter, and a Daenerys with no engines. Ah, bold move, trying to kill the NPC.
Go away.
I thought those were unkillable.
No. I was trying to beam on it, you can't beam on them. It's a shame.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
man, throwing your shit. Oh. Wait, Shadow, should we actually like stop? Or do you seriously want to carry on?
I'm gonna end the recording now.
Yes. Oh, sure,
Wait a second, wait a second.
And here we see Shadow going for the bold last hit on this Monsoon. And he gets it!
Only if he could get a rank.
And he got away with it.
Oh no.
I couldn't ping on his way out, I didn't have the energy.
I know.
So lucky, I was on like 34 or
That's
something.
Mighty. That's not luck. That's profing. You can end it, Trip. With the
All
last
right.
kill.
I'm signing off now.